All right, well, following off of Banya's piece there, the need for support resources to help victims heal in the months after the fires has been great. And finding support resources has been key for so many victims. And some have found using their own voice and telling their stories that it has been healing for them. And one 30-year resident of the Palisades escaped from the fires herself and inspired her to start a podcast giving other victims a platform to share and heal. And joining us now is Kim Marshall, wellness expert, veteran podcaster, and host of the new podcast, LA Rising. Kim, glad to have you here. This is a wonderful thing you're doing, and good to see you. Last time we saw each other, hanging out with Giselle at her home over the holidays.
Fancy.
Yes, a small party, as she put it.
Little glitter.
And then it ends up being ridiculously huge. So it's Giselle. Again, glad to have you here, Kim. I want to start with your own story. As I just mentioned there, you lived in the Palisades for 30 years, and then you, obviously, in this horrific incident going back on January 7th, were able to escape, you with your dog, and you were rescued by a FEMA agent. Tell me more about just your own story.
I am telling you, it was such a movie. I mean, I've lived in that canyon for 23 years. I have never seen anything like it. We've never gotten an official evacuation order.
Right.
I always leave because it's one road in, one road out.
Right.
But when I saw those 100-mile-an-hour winds, I just packed the car, put the 2 dogs in, and then came a logjam of traffic. So I made that scary decision to park the car and walk. And I went down to a friend's apartment over the ocean, because you think the ocean, no fires come in there.
Right.
It came. Then I walked to Gladstone's on the beach. It came.
Yeah.
Then I end up at a gas station at PCH in Sunset. Everyone's calling me. I couldn't get to my car. 2 things are on fire. Can't walk back to it. Here comes a FEMA animal rescuer. So my dog saved me. We walked down PCH, past a burning bush, got in her truck, and went on to Santa Monica. It was amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, just your own story alone sounds like, not that you want to, but it sounds like a movie, just from you going place to place and thinking you can find refuge and end up being fired. Let's talk about your own actual home. It survived, but you still haven't been able to return to it.
Nope. I remember early on, the Army Corps of Engineers in one of the many webinars said, look, it'll be 6 months before the air, water, and soil is safe around the burn zone. And 18 months before they stop cleaning everything up and stirring up the dust. Well, I will tell you, think about, they're finding things like lead, arsenic, barium, asbestos in these homes. That's just like 9/11, only spread out over 2 Manhattans. So cool. Our neighborhood got together with data scientists, researchers, and they have used this information they've found to go to insurance commissioners and city officials and make it official. You can't live within 250 yards of a burn zone, or it's super dangerous. So isn't that nice? They agreed.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things we're going to have to rely on some of those, folks who can get us this information of how dangerous it is, as you were just mentioned there. Let's talk about how you've channeled your energy and obviously your thoughts and concerns into LA Rising, where other victims can share their stories, have a platform to tell what they're healing and finding themselves, finding hope. Tell us a little bit more about this.
Well, it's my privilege, because storytelling heals. We all have a story. There's 7,000 buildings just in Palisades alone, let alone Altadena and Malibu. Every episode we have in the center, because of my wellness background, this thing called the Wellness Lift. I've learned so much. We've had a breathing expert to tell us how to reset our fight or flight and our nervous system. We've had a doctor of balneology who tells you about contrast bathing, that it can reset the, immune system, clean out your toxic lungs from all the wildfire. But the thing that really stuck with me, Kelvin, was a doctor of palliative care from St. John's who said, this is grief, it's loss. Your body thinks it had a heart attack because it was sudden, unexpected, and changed the course of your life.
That's an interesting point. I mean, so many things we internalize end up affecting us. Kim, I don't have a lot of time here quickly, but let me ask you, why do you believe the folks telling their stories, sharing what they've been through, how will this be therapeutic for themselves and also the listeners?
Well, we've lost our community. What belonged to us is no longer there. So we come together through spirituality. So many churches were gone. We help each other. And storytelling really helps people understand why they're feeling jittery, nervous. They can't focus. And really, we want to heal together. We can do this. It's going to take about 5 years, but we can do it. We can't give up.
I love it. I love it. And spreading hope, spreading a good message. Kim Marshall here again, host of new podcast, LA Rising. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you check that out. It's always great seeing you. And sharp jacket, too. Super sharp jacket. I love it.